Are we currently speaking to bloody...
I have chills, but I need you guys to see the tears in my eyes when he said that. Like, can you see that? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. Hello, my name is Shadow, and today we are reacting to more Sam and Colby, and today we're reacting to their most paranormal moments. And I'm super excited because these are supposed to be scarier than the last ones we reacted to. We're gonna find out. You know I love me some Sam and Colby. So, without further ado, let's get on into the video. No, I'm not.
Like
yes, subscribe and like.
For a cookie.
Could be talking to us right now.
What? What is your name?
What?
My name's Jake. I don't know your name.
I don't care.
Is that what it just said?
I don't care.
Wow. What a...
You're joking around, bro. They know that Jake's joking.
Yeah,
All right, listen.
He just said I don't care.
The door to close. Oh, the door closed earlier in our room.
Wait, when we were sleeping, was the door closing? Is that what was making the noise?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I love Corey's like super exaggerated responses to everything versus Jake's like so calm, like nothing's happening type thing. It's great. Very, very complimentary of each other. I've got the yawns and I wish they'd go away. Sam and Colby scare the hell out of me, so the yawns will stop coming. Alright, we're gonna go back to it. But I love this, and I've said this in a previous video, but I feel so at home in the Stanley Hotel, and I don't know what it is about it. So I doubt there's going to be any jump scares from that. But only one way to figure it out, so let's go. I apologize for the audio cutting in and out. I have Bluetooth headphones.
That was one knock.
It's probably just people like in hear us in the hallway and they're looking out and they're like,
No one can see.
Probably just hear it.
Brother,
So they're like, what the fuck?
it was probably a ghost because you guys probably don't know that song.
Is there anyone here at room 217?
Colby.
is there more than one spirit living around 217? I don't want to be here
It
anymore.
said get off the property. The same thing, bro. Why are they just knocking on the door while we're 15 feet away? Listen. You hear that? That sounds like T's going off.
Yeah, it's like a really high pitched sound.
Whoa. Yo, guys, that light just turned off.
What the?
Did you hear that?
What is that standing in between me?
Oh my
This
god.
light just turned off in there.
As soon as you took that picture.
Do you see that?
I hate the music, Sam.
What was that?
Was that construction
Or was that construction? Dude, I don't think we should be in here anymore. I want to go back.
Yeah, I
Listen to Colby.
That room, bro. I'm gonna take some.
I've said this before, and I will say it again. Colby's intuition is very, very good. Colby has a gift. I wish they listened to him more. I wish they listened to Corey more. This is one of the rare cases where Corey is still interested in investigating. Usually, Corey is the first person to get the fuck out of Dodge when shit starts going sideways. Although, to be fair, shit has not yet gone sideways. They simply just had a light turn off. But it's very rare for Colby to want to leave a situation early. And mind you, this is earlier on in their investigations. Like, they're still fairly new at this. I'd say this is about the point where they had slowly started transitioning into solely paranormal explorations and less abandoned exploration. But Colby's intuition is very, very good. And I urge them to listen to that gut feeling. Because one of these days, they're going to get themselves in trouble. That girl scares the hell out of me, having her just
break
be
something?
there.
What is this?
Could easily have been a place that Lucy stayed.
Maybe.
The music, Sam.
What?
Get out of here.
All right, guys, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Yo, what do you?
Corey's leaving.
Corey.
I got a little kid peeking around the chair.
Corey, no, what? No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What is?
Yes?
What,
No.
Actually, what is that?
That looks like a little kid peeking.
Come look at it.
Yeah, that's Lucy.
What?
She's so calm.
Yo. Jake, oh god, where's Jake? We can't lose you. Wait, what?
Because we went in her room.
Look. Wait, this is the side. No, this is the side where it's peeking out of. There's nothing. I go to the other side.
What was that? What was that?
Yo,
What was
did you
that?
just hear her though? That is what we guessed it right. That's Lucy's room.
Can we go in there and take a picture of that exact spot and like try to debunk it real quick?
Yeah.
Cause dude, this is. Someone turn on their flashlights.
I'm getting like super achy and
It was 80%.
out.
And it's dead?
Yeah, I charged it to 80% and it's dead now.
Bullshit, bro. Alright, Sam, come here.
Convenient.
Shine the light over there. I kind of want to see what from like a camera
Oh.
perspective. Could it have been that?
We're saying it could possibly be the handle.
Okay, maybe, but I don't know.
There's the pictures. This is something that several people who react to Sam and Colby's content have pointed out before, and even just fans is something that we talk about. Is Sam's and Colby, when they edit, I know Sam does a large majority of the editing, or he used to. Not saying Colby doesn't. Colby might. But from what I remember, Sam did a lot of it. But regardless, the images that they choose to add are the real fucking jump scares in their videos, because, oh my god. No warning, just all of a sudden pictures like that. And when you're watching these at like 3 a.m., it's a little scary, you know?
And then I heard footsteps, and I looked over, and I just saw this light appear, and then I just walked out.
What?
Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
No way.
Because whenever we, like, literally when we were walking out, my heart started beating fast.
I remember everybody was super skeptical of her because of the way that she's acting, but that's a very common demeanor for people who are, I don't want to say constantly exposed to the paranormal, but people who frequently experience it or are used to it, because, and not even used to it, like people who have experience dealing with it, even when they don't seek it out, like Sam and Colby seek it out. But for some of us, it's there. Because realistically, there's paranormal experiences to be had almost anywhere. There's just some places that are more haunted than others, right? But that's her demeanor is very, very common for people who have that experience. You're like reserved. Even if you don't fully understand it and aren't fully comfortable with it, you're like, yeah, I mean, yeah. It is, yeah, I seen that, so I just left. Like, that's a very common demeanor for people who are used to it. So, but they got a lot of backlash for that, because they're like, no, she's just making it up. Like, she's not reacting at all. Like, her demeanor's too different. Like, no.
That's when she said that, and then I started hearing, like, I felt like wind.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Are you okay?
Poor Colby. He's got his shoulders up. He just wants no part of it. They're all kind of done.
Just now?
Yeah. That must have been serious. Maybe just legit. Yeah. Maybe something actually legitimately scared her. Let's just like end it. It's fine. It was out in the middle of the area.
I mean, I don't know if it was at the start of this video or a different video. I talked about eyes watering when having experience. Very, very common.
I'm
Very,
so
very
skeptical
common.
though, because we tried like 3 times to debunk it, and even all the security guards have said that like even being here, they haven't seen anything. So why would it happen to us the first time we get here? You know, it's just like too perfect.
But something happens
Let's
every time.
talk about it though.
Something happens every time. Biltmore, candles blew out. Mission Inn, the backpack fell. Something weird happens every time. Camera just died.
Camera just died on 3/4 battery. It doesn't do that. It's not supposed to freaking
As
do
soon
that.
as we're talking about the spirits too, like
So-
trying to debunk this, it kills the camera.
We're just talking
That
about
happens
it.
every time. Dude,
That's what
Queen Mary. We didn't capture anything until the camera was off. Like, what if spirits? Dude, I don't want to like.
We want to talk about the orb that we just seen in the background. Hang on.
Haunted things are.
Let's go back. Let's go back to when Colby's talking before the camera pans. Right?
I haven't seen anything. So why would it happen to us the first time we get here?
Okay,
You know,
watch.
it's just like too perfect.
But
I don't
something
know.
happens
Let's,
every
let's
time.
talk about it though.
Something happens every time. built more, candles blew out.
They're very right. Something
Mission
happens
in
every
with the
time. But
backpack
when you
fell.
go looking for
weird
something,
happens every time.
when you go looking for something and you're more open to something, you're more likely to see it. Whether it's there or not, which is true. But when you're open to an energy, they know that. When you're open to an entity, they know that. And they can feel that. It's very similar to how most people can tell. Obviously, there's lacking of social skills with certain mental illnesses and differently abled people, right? But for the most part, you can tell when somebody's receptive to you and when somebody's not. And spirits and energies and entities are no different. If you are actively looking for that and you are actively open to that, they are going to be more likely to reach out to you. And they're very... What's the right word here? It's not that they're, like, smart, but they're very particular about the individuals that they choose because they know your intentions and they know you, if that makes sense. Your energy is very prevalent to them. Like, it's very easy, unless you take extreme precautions, and even then, it's still possible for these things to interact with your energy and interact with you. And when you're looking for that and you're open to that and you're open to experiencing it and you come forward with a very passive, like, I'm not here to hurt you, I'm not here to get rid of you, I'm not here to disturb you, like, I just want to learn type thing, they're more apt to want to show you. A lot of spirits will take this as a sense of, like, naivety, especially if they're malevolent spirits, malevolent entities, and they will take advantage of that naivety, which we've seen with Sam. Keep going back to that Sam and his experiences when they were in the original house. But for the most part, if you go looking for it, you will find it. It just might not be exactly what you're looking for. And again, sometimes you find something and it's not actually something. You just find something because you were looking for something. But I will say, all of that said, they're very good. Like, they're sitting here, they're like, that's too perfect. Like, and realistically, it is. It's very incredible that these things keep having back to back. But I'm very glad that they include pieces like this and they take the time to talk about it, because we have one major rule when it comes to paranormal things and when it comes to spirituality and whatnot, is you always take the mundane before the spiritual or supernatural. If there is a mundane, everyday reason for something, for example, you didn't set the backpack all the way on the chair and it just slowly, with the weight of it, fell over and it just happened to fall off at the time, right? Or, oh, the wind caught the door and the wind blew out the candles, right? Those would be mundane reasons. But there's not always a reason for what happens. And they're very good for distinguishing the differences and going back to debunk things to make sure that they actually saw what they saw and they actually experienced what they experienced. They're very good paranormal investigators.
Died on
Okay,
3/4
this is the
Avenue
part I want you to
because
watch
you
in
guys are
here.
supposed to freaking
As
do
soon as
that.
we're talking about the spirits too,
Watch.
like
So-
trying to debunk this, it kills the camera.
We're just talking
That
about
happens
that.
every time. Dude, Queen
Where is
Mary.
it?
We didn't capture
Right there.
anything until the camera was off. Like, what if spirits? Dude,
Right there.
I don't want to like.
There's
freak this
nothing
out
that
right now, but
caused
it's-
it. They went back and forth several times, and all of a sudden it was there.
Because
And then
every
just-
Bro, it's like
And it's there and then it's not there.
danger, bro.
or yours, I mean.
And I mean, realistically, it could be a firefly, it could be a bug, it could be anything. But I found it very interesting that it was there and it moved slightly towards Corey and then it just disappeared. It was gone. Typically, a bug will flit around and then move towards the light, right? And this didn't. And I don't know that that's something that they caught in one of their videos. I don't know that it is an orb. It's very odd, the shape of it and the positioning of it. And the fact that it's not in every clip tells me that it's not something just reflecting. Like I said, it very well could be a bug, but it also could be an orb. I'd be more inclined to say it's an orb than a bug, but that's just me. All right.
No, after the origin, I think like, I haven't really experienced anything. But yeah, since. What was that?
What was that? What was that? You heard that, Jake?
Immediately after you talk about your family. Alright. Whoa! Oh. Okay.
It was a random number.
I was gonna say,
I was
where.
flying back to Cali.
Oh my god. Alright. Let's set alarms for like 3 or something like that, but I think it's night of our lives.
Yeah, this is gonna be super freaky.
There's lanterns, and then there's also like a place where there's more keys.
Oh, look, we got more cots and stuff too. Oh,
what is that? What is that right there?
Oh my god. Behind the cabinet?
Throat's like on like my throat, like I can feel it. Oh, you know when like your cheeks like.
Yeah.
Oh, Corey.
what the
That was a scream.
Did you pick that up?
Yeah, no, I was still recording.
The was that? Dude, that was literally a screech.
It's so late too, why would anybody be up?
Corey, you feel like you're gonna be okay?
Dude, my stomach hurts so bad right now.
Do you feel better inside?
Oh my god.
Everybody's sick and tired, so we might just try to get some sleep and go from there.
That is very much, again, Corey is very in tune. Corey and Colby, very in tune. They feel stuff. Sam will occasionally feel energies in places. Sam tends to, from what I've gathered, like from watching stuff, and obviously I could do a huge deep dive into this. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. But, like, Sam doesn't tend to feel. He will see or hear. He doesn't feel. Colby, Corey, they feel. They feel, and they feel hard. And this is another of those cases. Corey's feeling sick. Corey's not feeling well. He's feeling very uneasy. And there's a lot of cases where he'll feel like that. And there's a thing, and they talked about it in one of the other videos. I think it's the very first video of theirs that I reacted to, or compilation of their videos that I reacted to. And it was talking about residual energy, and residual emotional energy in the sense of feeling sad or feeling afraid or feeling whatnot, and Corey feeling sick or feeling, some people will describe like feeling like they're choking in places where people were hung, or gasping for air in places where people drowned, things like that. That's very common occurrence, and I see it a lot with Corey. I don't think Colby's ever felt something like that I've seen. He definitely is more of a, like, I don't think we should be here. I think it's something's telling me, like, we need to go now. Like, I don't think this is good for us to be here. Whereas Sam will hear something and be like, yeah, no, let's go. So, let me know in the comments if you agree with what I'm saying. If you are a Sam and Colby stan and you agree with the statements that I've just made. Yeah, they film. Sam is very susceptible to things. Like, energies like Sam because he doesn't have the energetic boundaries. See, again, he hears things. There's a little bit of that feeling things there, but he hears things. And this is, again, when I say Sam gets himself into trouble and Sam is very naive, this is one of the many moments that I'm talking about. And nothing against Sam. I love Sam. I love Colby. Great. But things like this get Sam in trouble. He's going to get up. And he's going to think about it. And then he's going to sit back down. And he's going to put his shoes on. But he doesn't wake the rest of them up immediately. He grabs his camera and he goes by himself. Do not do this. Especially in a place that you don't know. He gets up by himself.
I just woke up because I have a bad headache, but I think I hear someone outside. I don't know actually what time it is, but there definitely should not be someone outside.
See, and it's not only what entities are lurking around that one would be wary of. As you said, there shouldn't be someone outside at this time. And knowing that, your first thing should be to grab friends, because whether it's something paranormal that's going to cause you issues, or it's mundane in another human being, the last thing your friends want is to be woken up by you screaming. This is, again, that naivety, very good for content creation, not good for Sam's longevity. And I'm not one to critique, because I like to go running headlong into danger as well. But I definitely would not be the one to be checking stuff out on my own. I've watched one too many horror movies, and again, growing up in a haunted house, there's some things you don't investigate. Things that go bump in the middle of the night should be left alone. Typically speaking, anyway. Does that? Watch. Colby. It is Colby that wakes up. It is Colby that notices Sam is gone. And it is Colby that panics. He's like, what the fuck? There he goes. Sam is going outside.
Why would you say that?
Because that could be
Especially
so
at a
hard.
church.
That's the only thing. Like, you brought that up yesterday too. That could be the only
Because
thing.
of my little brother, bro. Like, my little brother texted me saying that he thinks the Shadow Man's following him now, and you're gonna bring up the Shadow Man at a church.
What? Why?
What?
See, that's why I brought it up.
Why we could saw a shadow.
Why are you yelling at me or arguing with me when you just saw a shadow right after I said that?
You f***ing said it, then I just f***ing saw a shadow. That's how he f***ing comes. You summon him by bringing him up. You talk about him. When you talk about demons, it's like that.
That is exactly right. Corey knows more about paranormal stuff than I think a lot of them did. I know Sam and Colby know a lot more now. But names hold power. That's why we say things like Flesh Pedestrian and Winnebago instead, or Windy Boys instead of their actual name. And you don't say the D word in your house because names hold power and names do summon things. And the more you speak about something, the more power it has. And the more you fear something and openly give in to that fear, the more energy it has, especially for things like that entity, right? I have tears forming in my eyes right now. You don't want to do that. You really, really don't want to do that. And we typically follow a rule, and this is more for in the woods, but you can definitely use this in places and scenarios like this as well. If you've seen something, no you didn't, and if you heard something, no you didn't, especially in the dead of night. In a church, you're typically safe as long as it's actually sanctified with holy water and whatnot. But the holy water, actually, that's not true. Because, see, holy water, the reason why holy water was so effective is initially the dishes that holy water was presented in were made of silver, pure silver. They stopped doing that when people started stealing the bowls. The silver is actually what is believed to be most effective and wildly renowned as a deterrent for spirits, evil entities, vampires, if you will, right? It's the same reason why the whole legend of vampires can't see themselves in the mirror, because they were silver-backed mirrors back in the day. You couldn't tell a vampire from a normal person nowadays because they're plastic-backed mirrors. Again, going back to the point, kind of ADHD off topic. As long as it's sanctified, you're probably safe. However, abandoned or churches that are no longer used for mass might not hold the same power that one that is regularly worshipped in. You also need to be wary of the type of church as well. If it is a church that is renowned for being hateful and bigoted and all these other things, it's probably not going to be the most pure-hearted. It's not going to have good energy in it, and oftentimes you'll have negative things coming in and feeding off that energy. I'm not saying all churches are bad, but we can all acknowledge, whether you're Christian, Catholic, whatever this church is, right? It doesn't matter what your religion is, we can all acknowledge that there are bad churches, there are cults, right? They exist, and unfortunately those spaces become breeding grounds for negative energy, and that draws in entities. And like Corey said, the more you speak of something, the more you welcome it in. They hear you. They feel that. You're talking about that. okay, this is a safe space for me to come into. And that is the last thing that you want to do.
Now the energy comes together, bro. That's what makes it spawn. You just instead, I just.
But the demon won't come if we're
out
still
here.
haunted.
I saw a shadow out here earlier too, and I fucking saw.
So it is him.
It's bro.
Poor Corey.
Dude, what should we do? Lock the door, stay in here, like,
Wait.
stay up all night?
Wait, stop.
You can't blame it on me.
Where did the scream come from?
It was this way, like across the field over there, literally in the middle of nowhere.
I think that kind of happens when we split up.
Sam, what should we do?
I'll feel safe if we stick together. I'm not gonna feel safe if we keep splitting up.
I'm down to leave.
After you said that, immediately across.
Queen Mary of Scott, are you here with us? Make any sort of sound or sign, please.
Queen Mary, if that's you, make these rods cross.
No way.
I'm shaking, man.
It's Queen Mary. We're talking to Queen Mary right now. Is it the same Queen Mary from?
We don't know.
Queen Mary. Have
The
you ever
music
seen
makes
us
this
before?
so much
Make
worse.
these rods cross.
Yep. You're not alone, boys.
No way.
What? This?
Yes.
Don't scare me like that. I thought there was something behind me.
Yeah, whenever you said something earlier, I thought that was...
Oh my, dude.
Stop looking over there, you're freaking me out.
Everything's freaking me out right now, bro.
Dude.
That is something that you will notice, and it's because whether they realize it or not, Corey does it, Colby does it. I've also seen Jake do it, and Sam does it occasionally. Sam usually does it when he's listening, and Jake, same thing too. They do it when they're listening. Corey and Colby will sit there and look totally zoned out, and it scares the hell out of the rest of them a lot, as Jake just said now. They're feeling. Whether they realize it or not, they're reaching out and feeling for something. Colby's not looking. He's not scanning. He's not listening. He's just feeling. He's in a state of, I don't want to say panic's like the right state, but he's, I don't know how to explain this to people who haven't experienced it, but if you deal with energy and paranormal stuff a lot, you get used to reaching out and like feeling the energy around you. Whether it's paranormal from entities that are not visible to most, or it's energies from people around you. Like, you've heard people say before, I guarantee at some point you've heard somebody say, oh, they have bad vibes. Like, I don't know what it is about them, but they have bad vibes. People have energy too. Every living, breathing thing has energy. The Chinese will refer to this as qi, right? And you can learn to pick up on that energy. Some people are very gifted at it. It's oftentimes how people who do psychic readings and things like that pick up on your energy and they go from there, right? I myself do card readings. Very, very similar. Reading energies, deciphering things, right? And places have energies. People have energies. And you can put out a feeler for it. Once you know what you're doing, you can put up a barrier to protect yourself from energies attaching themselves, because that's the last thing you want is unknown energies, because energy vampires are a thing. Those are people that attach you. You may find that when someone's in your life, you feel very drained, you feel very exhausted, you just don't want to go on with life. Like, not necessarily like depressed and suicidal, but very much like, oh my god, I'm so tired and I don't know why, and I'm so achy and I have no joy for life, and like I feel like I'm not succeeding in stuff, and like I'm not taking enjoyment in things. But then the second that person's no longer in your life, all of that goes away. Those are what we consider energy vampires. But it's not just people. You hear it talked about all the time by paranormal experts about entities and spirits and ghosts feeding off of your energy. And I talked about that before, about like feeding off of your fear, right? They feed off of that, and you don't want that attached to you. So learning to build up a barrier. But the same way that you can block stuff out, you can also reach out and feel what's around you. And that's very much, and feel free to converse with me on this in the comment section and let me know what you think, especially, again, Sam and Colby fans. Let me know what you think. But it very much, to me, and Colby Brock, if you ever see this, let me know what you think. Sam, let me know what you think. But it's very much, to me, that he's feeling his surroundings, and he's feeling for that energy, and he's very much, like, just waiting for that, the second shoe to drop type thing, right? That is very much the vibe that I get from that. And I see it a lot, especially with Colby and Corey in the older videos. Like, you see it a lot. And when they used to do their campouts and their overnights and stuff, Sam and Corey, their sleep was the most disrupted of the lot of them. And I think there's one video where it's actually Colby that was really had his sleep disrupted. I don't know if it was Colby or Corey, but one of them actually got up and was like walking away type thing, and there was a whole rock involved, and they were gonna bash somebody's head in.
What are all those? When you fast forwarded, there was.
What are we doing?
Dude?
What is that noise in the back?
Did you hear like a growl?
Corey? Corey!
Dude, that's not...
I gotta find that video and show you guys. But that'll be another video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But we've got so sidetracked. This is a 20-minute video, and we're probably about half an hour into this react. So let's continue.
What if that, randomly, the same spirit from Queen Mary followed us all the way here?
Then that's proof that we got haunted from the Queen Mary.
Or this could just be her from a different life. Because she stayed here for a while, but she didn't, like, live here.
Just like we were saying at the Langham Motel, what if these energies are just trapped in time?
So this is the same Queen Mary, but a different time in her life.
And that's another thing that we've talked about. We talked a little bit about, like, how energy stays in a place. But it's very highly possible that people can get trapped in different areas, especially if they don't pass on. And the thing is that energy, it doesn't go away. It just changes form, right? And I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I'm not tired, I'm just yawning. But energy doesn't go away, it just changes form, right? And it's quite possible that, especially if a person has various traumatic events in their life, or they get in a habit. Like, a lot of times you'll hear stories of people buying a house and then just hearing someone pacing the hallway upstairs, and then they'll learn that there was, like, an older person that lived there, and that's what they did. Or, like, you'll hear a chair rocking because the old lady who used to live there, like, she rocked in that chair every night. Every night. From after supper until sunset, that's what she did. Every night for, like, 40 years, and that residual energy is there. So you just hear that even once they remove the rocking chair. You can still hear it. Like, it's a lot more common than people think. And there's a lot of theories proposed about it, but unfortunately, because we don't have quite the technology to prove without a shadow of doubt from a scientific perspective, a lot of it is just, frankly, unfortunately, theories. But it's very interesting that a lot of people across the globe have come up with similar theories to explain the same phenomenon that they're experiencing. It's very much like how they talk about mythical creatures, like things like the Mothman, and how they've been seen primarily in one area of the world in the United States. But some of these creatures or similar descriptions, it's believed to be the same creature, but similar descriptions have popped up around the world long before we had the internet. And it's just really cool. It's like, it's one thing if one person's, like, making it up and you only hear it in one part of the world, but the fact that across 7 civilizations in various time periods, the exact same imagery pops up, it can't be coincidence, right? And it starts to really make you think. But I hope one day that this will all be quantified by science, and we're just not, making wild guesses and wild assumptions in the dark. But, alright, we're getting off track again. Back into the video. It's also getting dark outside.
There's no way. If you're a teenager or a kid, make these spin outwards. If you're 18 or older, can you please make these cross on top of each other?
You can watch his hands. They're not moving. The rods are moving, but he's not.
Look at it slowly moving.
So that's right.
Oh my God.
It just got so freaking cold.
Queen, out of everybody, it's Queen Mary?
Do you remember us from the ship Queen Mary?
It never answers that question. It never answers that it knows us.
Maybe it doesn't
A
know us
little bit.
because it was before she knew. It was like too young. Like maybe she's not saying that she knows us because this version of Queen Mary is Bloody Mary.
Oh my God, dude.
Are we currently speaking to Bloody...
I have chills.
I wouldn't even touch this anymore.
Oh my God.
Like, my face is getting...
I don't know if you guys could see that. Hang on, let me see the tears in my eyes when he said that. Like, can you see that? Can you see the frickin' tears in my eyes the second that those things crossed? Oh my God. Like, the chills, man. The chills. Oh my fucking God. Alright. Alright.
Like,
Let's
numb.
continue.
I can't,
Let's
move
continue.
I can't move my lips like that easily.
You feel the throat, like you feel your lips, like
It's sinking a little bit, yeah.
I feel that.
It's crazy.
Yep. The two boys that feel things are feeling things again.
To be here? Do you want to talk to us? Queen Mary, do you want us to leave? Do you not want to talk to us? We can leave this castle right now. Whoa.
Whoa! 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 Queen Mary, is that you?
You want us to leave?
No.
Oh, it stopped.
It stopped when you said, "Do you want us to leave?"
So you want us to stay here and continue talking to you?
I just got chills, bro.
I have tears in my eyes again. I just need to keep the remote in my hand because oh my God, I can't stop tearing up. But tears are literally running. I don't know if you can see it because of my makeup, but I have a tear running down the side of my face. But oh my God. Okay. I'm going to keep this where I can reach it now. I've got it wrapped up where I can actually click it and it'll be easier. But this is, again, what we talked about them needing energy to survive. This is the same thing. They don't want you to go. Sometimes they're just lonely, but they need energy to survive. And they need someone to believe in them and someone to talk to them and things like that for them to continue existing. So, let's continue.
When we were at the Queen Mary, the one thing that she would never do is let us leave.
She didn't want us to leave.
She never wanted
She wants your energy.
for bad reason.
Yep.
This
What
is
do we
happening
do?
all over
I don't know
again.
what to think.
What did we
right
do?
I thought we were talking to a demon.
It's red. It just
You-
went all the way to red.
Oh my God, did you hear
Corey,
what I
you-
said when I went to the red?
Not Corey. Not Corey. Jake, you do not say the D word. You don't. Oh my God. Jake. Bad Jake.
Demon.
No.
Oh
Dude.
my God.
Okay. If you're messing with us and you're not really Queen Mary and you're actually a demon, make this device spike to red.
Dude, no! It just went to red! No! No! What do we do? What do we do? Do we leave?
That's bad. That is bad. This is the same thing that happened at Queen Mary.
It's okay. So again, I have tears in my eyes, and the chills that I get. I worry about these boys for a lot of reasons, and this is one of the most predominant ones. Is they don't always know what they're dealing with, and if you follow and watch the videos in chronological order from when they were filmed, not necessarily when they came out, because the majority of them do come out in the order that they were filmed, but not always. And correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I believe there's one or two that did not come out in the order that they were filmed, just due to delays. And I remember that, see, in this one they're talking about Queen Mary, and I want to say it was either their first visit to the Queen Mary or their first visit to Sally's house. where they picked something up. It was one of their earlier adventures. It wasn't the Stanley. And they picked something up. Remember how I said this, I feel comforted at the Stanley? There's not something, not that I've ever been there, but the vibe I get, and I'm usually pretty good at getting vibes from things without having been there. The vibe I get is not hostile. It's not malicious or evil, if you will. But some of these other places, I really don't like the vibe that they give. You can tell, even my body, like I've moved away from my camera, and I did not realize I was doing that until now. But there's something attached itself to them. Be it a D word, be it anything else. It's something malevolent. It's something that requires their energy to continue going on. And you'll notice around the period that this came out, you'll notice that Sam started going downhill. And Sam bounced, kind of ping-ponged a little bit. But you can tell when there's something attached and when it's strong. Because the behaviors change, the energy levels change, the demeanor changes. And they very much somehow got in contact with, they picked up something they shouldn't have. And yeah, they definitely brought it home in that house that they were living in. Whether it was from one of Sam's rituals or it was from one of their adventures, they definitely brought something home that they shouldn't have. And like I said, I worry about them because I strongly suggest that they do more research into what's out there. I know they're very, very good at doing research about places specifically that they're going to, but I recommend they take out a book on spirits and on different energy fields and on energy signals and how spirits attach themselves to you and demonology and things like that. I strongly suggest they take out some books on that and do further research into it. They are absolutely phenomenal in the research that they do for the locations that they're going to, and they have a lot of history and a lot of backstory, and they really, really do their research. But I think they need to do more research in the types of entities that are out there, so that way they know exactly what they're dealing with, what the possibility is, what they're dealing with, and they can start to learn the signs and symptoms of what may or may not be around them and may or may not be trying to attach itself to them. Because like I said, that's aside from the fact that they like to run headlong into danger instead of going the opposite way, I definitely worry about them not knowing what they're dealing with and getting out of their league. And that's not to say I'm an expert on all of this, but again, growing up in a haunted house, having these experiences, being a spiritual practitioner, like, I have a large range of knowledge. Do I know everything? No, absolutely not. I don't believe that anybody can know anything. But from my background, I definitely say that they should and would benefit from doing more research. And that's not to say that they haven't. I haven't seen some of their more recent videos. They definitely say Colby's very good for looking things up. Sam's also, they're both very good for looking things up. But definitely I would look more into that and what can be done to protect yourself from that. Talk to Selena. Boys, if you're watching this, talk to Selena. Talk to Selena Spooky Boo because she knows shit. And again, one person can't know everything, but she has lots of personal experience. She knows shit. So does Chris. Chris is a lot less experienced, I think, in, like, handling it. They've definitely been exposed to it. But yeah, talk to your friends. Do some research. I think that it would be a good idea, and it would definitely help keep you guys safer. Alright, the video's almost done. Let's finish the video.
I'm turning the lights on.
That did not just happen. How did that happen?
Where's the lights at? Sam, where's the lights at?
I did. As you said, demon, and did that. And then I just said, if you're a demon, make a spike. Oh my god.
It's still spiking.
Something is here.
Dude, it's a demon.
Bro, what do we do?
Every time you say demon, it's there.
Turn it off. It's a fucking demon.
What do we do?
What did we do?
We just f***ed up, bro. We should not have done a sentence.
What the
What did we do?
Simpson,
Alright, back from the ad.
did you feel any sort of vibe coming into the Biltmore or like around our group in general?
The Biltmore's a little heavy. What's your birthday?
January 2nd, 1997.
You're a nice guy, but you don't really like to be pushed.
Yeah.
You get it done.
See, I like this guy. because then this is exactly what I was talking about. This is very much the reading energies and reading people based on their energies. And the fact that Colby's very much, again, Colby asking about vibes. Well, how did you feel when our group walked in? Like, what is the vibe that you got from the place? Consciously or subconsciously, it's always emotions and feeling with Colby, always. And I know Colby's a person, and again, this is a very parasocial relationship. I've never met them. I don't know them. This is very much a vibe I get. But Colby is very much a person with a very big heart. Not to say that Sam isn't, but Colby has a very, very big heart. He's very much, he used to be very much wear his heart on his sleeve, and I mean, he still is in a lot of ways. But he's someone who's been hurt. He's got a soul wound. You can if you are into spirituality or anything like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's got a soul wound. And he's a very deeply emotional person. And because of that, I feel is one of the main reasons that he's super in touch with the emotion and the energies going on around him. And now Sam is very inquisitive. Again, very much that naive energy in the sense that he doesn't always think before doing things. He is always, his curiosity gets the better of him a lot of times, and he's very easily persuaded by the energies around him. The first video that we reacted to where he wants to go out in the water and Corey has to literally stop him. Very much that influenced by energies around him. Very easily influenced. Very subconsciously easily influenced. But this guy is talking about, and we'll continue watching the clip, but very much talking about their personalities and how they're, he's talking about Colby doesn't like to be pushed. Like, Colby is very strong, he's very resilient, he has his opinions, he has his beliefs, and he's willing to, like, stand for things. But there's a time and place, and there is a line. But again, I feel like I'm psychoanalyzing them, and I apologize if you're watching. That's not my intent. It's very much the vibe that I get for watching the videos. And again, if you want to see me react to more of their videos, let me know. Feel free to suggest videos that you want me to react to. But let's continue before, again, I get carried away too much.
But at your pace, when people crowd you, that doesn't work for you, right? Yeah. Often you feel trapped in your life, and you don't even know why. You feel like something is missing. That's because you're an old soul.
An old soul meaning that?
For you, I count 21 lifetimes before this one.
Wow. 21 lives before this one. Okay. Wow.
Is that about moving?
Yeah, gonna be doing that pretty soon.
I see boxes, so that's a move.
Oh my god. We're actually getting a house with all four of us like this month.
What's your birthday, Sam?
November 27th, 1996.
Who died of the heart attack?
Oh, my grandpa.
You have a couple of spirits that want you to move forward. That's part of the process. Now, you're going to have a long life.
That's interesting.
Your lifeline is long. But what your grandfather would like is to be fulfilling.
Deal with this right now, man.
See, and it's very interesting that he would say that. And again, I'm going to try and keep this short because I feel like I'm very much psychoanalyzing them. But if you follow them on social media, you'll notice Sam is very much about intentions. Not that Colby isn't, but Sam is very much everything in life has meaning. Whether it was a good experience or a bad experience, it happened for a reason. And that can be a lot of a toxic mindset in the sense, like, you see it a lot, especially in religion, like, oh, God had a plan, like, that was meant to be type thing. And it can be very toxic, so there's definitely a line there on what it is. But Sam is very good about that, and he's definitely always looks for a silver lining. He's not afraid to admit when things have gone wrong and when he's made a mistake. Sam's got a lot of backlash for things that are just being a genuine human being and making mistakes. There's specifically a video that comes to mind, which everyone in the Sam and Colby fan base will be aware of, is when he lost the keys to the car when they were being chased by coyotes on that one trip, and everybody got mad at him. He's a human being. He makes mistakes, right? But Sam is very focused on how you view the world and how your mindset affects how your life goes moving forward, and having that positive motivation and surrounding yourself by people that make you feel good. And finding a reason to have a fulfilling life. And he was really about that before this, but there was definitely a shift after he talked with this individual, like how it changed. So it's really interesting that those were things that this guy brought up, and I definitely agree with him that those are things that kind of become defining points for Sam, whether it's because of his grandfather's influence or not. It's very interesting.
Okay. We came on this trip specifically to help Corey because he's been struggling a little bit this year.
Corey, what's your birthday?
September 13th.
How's your digestion?
I think it's okay.
Some gas and maybe reflux.
He's been farting all day.
I farted like 10 times today, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because I feel a little bit gassy.
I smell it over here too.
Did I not fart like 10 times at the
Just
airport?
in the car, dude.
Dude, in the car, it was 20 alone.
Did you hurt a knee or a leg?
Yes.
No cheating.
No cheating?
Yeah.
Like on a spouse? Like on a... Oh yeah, no, I've never cheated.
Up to now. Because I can see an opportunity coming where you're going to see that this is so incognito nobody would ever know. Don't do it. And I know you're a good guy, but women these days, they can be seductive. The problem with him is he's a little sponge. He picks up everybody's shit.
I pick up what?
The problem is you don't know what to do with it. Sometimes you get sentimental, you want to cry, you don't know why.
What have I been saying? And I have tears again. What have I been saying about Corey and about Colby? About that intuition picking up on things. And him, besides the soul wound, which a soul wound is often attributed to an old soul in many lifetimes because it accrues over time, and specifically around a very traumatic event. But very, very emotional and very in tune with things because you have experience, whether you're conscious of it or not. And Corey, you're like a sponge. You pick up everything around you. You don't know what to do with it. You cry. You feel like you need to cry and you don't know why. Corey's life like spirals out of control sometimes, and he's very easy to get overwhelmed with his emotions, get angry very quickly, very overwhelmed, very scared. Like he feels everything tenfold, and it's crazy that this guy brought that up.
That's because you're attached, spirit attachment.
Yep.
You're like majorly open.
No, that makes 100% sense.
You know, you're just very open. If you were to practice, you could probably be better at it.
I, for like 5-6 years when I was a little kid, I used to play with the Ouija board like every day.
That's probably what messed you up to begin with.
So I should stay away from the Ouija board.
Yeah.
After this trip.
I don't even know if I can do it this trip.
We'll see.
Especially
Corey didn't like the Ouija board before this.
More susceptible.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Corey. These Ouija boards, it's like a phone. You don't know who's coming through.
Yep. Yep. I say that all the time. You don't know who you're talking to.
He's happy. I think we're working with a bunch of 12-year-olds. Okay, so
They definitely have their
we're watching a show, and then
good
me
moments.
and Corey hear a jolt over here, and we heard footsteps, and we're like, "What the fuck?" We walk over here. There's nothing here, dude.
5 minutes later.
5 minutes later, we hear it again, and Corey walks over and looks through the peak, and there's a dude in a suit standing, just looking at the door.
staring at the door.
Not knocking,
No,
not ringing
he's just
doorbell,
like
not
this.
calling us.
And then he leaves.
He gets in the elevator.
And get this. We're the only room on this floor, dude. You open the door, and it's our room. Why would he come in here, dude?
And then why would he stand here without like knocking or something? Like,
Guess what time it is? 2:40.
so that means
20
in
till
20
3.
minutes we're gonna do another seance.
All right. So there was a lot in this video, and I feel like I'm not just reacting to it because it's scary anymore. I feel like this is a passion of mine. If you couldn't tell, like I said, I enjoy Sam and Colby content to begin with. I've watched them since back in the days of Vine, but also I'm very much into the paranormal stuff. I'm very much into spirits and things like that. Ever since I was little, I've been very blessed with the ability to communicate and see them. which is terrifying. Some days, other days, it's like, it's just a normal day type thing. But watching this and giving my perspective and stuff, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Said this was not what this is originally supposed to be. Originally, this was supposed to be reacting and hoping not to get jump scared. But actually watching and providing feedback, which I know, like I said, not everybody knows everything. I don't think, as I said, anybody can know everything there is to know. There's just so much. And especially when you have different personal experiences too, there's no real textbook to paranormal experiences. There's lots of documentation. There's lots of myths, lore, books on different things that have been documented from, again, it's all from personal experience, because there's not enough technology that's been proven successful in contacting the other side, if you will, and collecting adequate data on it. So it's mostly based off of personal experience and what's been passed down. But I really enjoy watching these, and I guess providing feedback is the best way to say it. But also reacting to it from the lens of someone who experiences paranormal stuff fairly frequently and who grew up in a haunted house, or in a home with paranormal visitors, otherworldly guests, if you will. I have a penchant for the supernatural. I like horror movies, things like that. So this is something that I thoroughly enjoy. I was one of those kids that was in the corner when I wasn't reading Warrior Cats books. I was reading something on the spirits, or it was a horror book, or it was a ghost story. Canada's Ghost Stories. I own almost every collection, or every book in the Canada's Haunted Canada series, I believe it is. So yeah, thoroughly enjoy it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've asked a couple questions in the comments, so I look forward to reading your guys' comments when this gets posted. And if you guys like the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. Like I said before, I can't remember all the questions that I asked you guys, but if there is a specific video that you would like me to react to, whether it's a Sam and Colby video or not, feel free to let me know in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram. I'm very, very open to suggestions and very interested in watching more of this type of thing, and I definitely will be in the future. But I love you guys so much. Like I said, hit that thumbs up if you like the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more like this, or you just enjoy my face. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!